Peace and power, family. Welcome back to Unto Read with the Quotes to Live By. And we are still reading all about love by Bell Hooks, because life be life. But that's okay. So we are now in chapter 5, Spirituality, Divine Love. And the first quote that really stands out to me is, "A culture that is dead to love can only be resurrected by spiritual awakening." And this really stands out to me because you have to really think about, what does it mean for the culture to be dead to love, right? Not just the people, not just the individuals that are making it up, but like everything around us is telling us that love is not the thing to do, right? That it's not safe, that people can't be trusted, that people gonna look out for self, that we not a collective, and we're more worried about our individual needs, right? So if everything around us is telling us that, and our culture is telling us that, Bell Hooks is saying that the only thing that can resurrect that love is a spiritual awakening. And I think we see it around us, but I don't know if we really are willing to admit that it's spirituality that we are seeing and experiencing. She goes on to say, "The cultural emphasis on endless consumption deflects attention from spiritual hunger," right? So we want this divine connection so bad, and we can't feel it. So we focus instead on consuming. I can consume. I can have all of these things. I can have the perfect things. I can have these amazing things that everybody wants and everybody is talking about, but you still are feeling empty inside. You still are feeling a hole or a hunger for something else, right? And I was saying earlier, I don't think we are ready to admit that it's a spiritual connection that we're kind of hungering for as a culture. I think that people are like, I need money, I need, success, I need happiness. And it's just like, but underneath all of that, like, what are you really looking for? You're really looking to belong. You're really looking for acceptance. You're really looking for love. And all of these things can come from self, but because we look so much outside and we look so much to be validated and be approved, it's just, and reassured. I know that's my problem, child. I need reassurance, okay? But because we long for that so much, we really are consuming, trying to fill that gap instead of focusing on what is that root, and that root is spirit, right? She says consumerism is a response to lovelessness, right? And if you think about it, at least for me and the people that I know and I see, because I be watching, you know what I'm saying? When we consume, especially food, right, it's emotional. We emotional shoppers. We're emotional eaters, right? Even when we're talking and responding to somebody communicating with us, right? It's an emotional response. Everything we do is emotional. So it's not hard to understand that we're consuming all of these things because of an absence of something, right? And because our culture is like, fuck love, then we don't think that root, that underlying thing that we're missing is that divine love, that unconditional love that no person can really give you, that you have to give yourself, that only you and the divine and spirit can actually experience, right? The next quote I wanted to read says, "Fundamentalist thinkers use religion to justify supporting imperialism, militarism, sexism, racism, and homophobia. They deny the unifying message of love that is at the heart of every major religious tradition." And I get so excited about this one quote because we're fucking living that shit. We are seeing it in front of us today is happening in our eyes. I personally live in Florida. They are trying to ban every single thing in the world here. So we are seeing, right, the use of religion as a tool to push other agendas, right? And it's scary. It's really scary. But we also see that people need something to anchor to. People need something to trust in and to go back to, as this is always true. This is always right. This is always real, right? And the reason why I say again that we might not be ready to deal with the fact that spirituality is that thing that we are missing is because of religion. We are traditional people as a unit, as a whole, like not the little individuals, you know what I'm saying? We are a traditional collective, right? And people really are attached to religion because it's helped us survive for so long. It's helped us understand for so long. But when you look at the root of religion, and just like Bell Hooks said, in all major religions, the root is love. The root is love. And when you look at how religion is being used as a tool today, you don't see that unconditional love every single person, regardless, energy. You don't see that. You see really strict, really exclusive rules, and it's not helpful. It's actually more damaging, and it's undoing all of the progress that we've made in the past years, trying to root and anchor to tradition when tradition is not the key. The spirituality and the divinity and the love is the key. Hooks. Oh my God, I love Bell Hooks. I was reading this like, sis, why is this not a lecture? Why is this not a class? The next quote that really stood out to me was, "It is for this that we come into this world, this communion and self-transcendence," right? So we always ask ourselves, or like a common question that'll come up is like, what is the reason? What is the purpose of life? Why are we here, right? And Bell is saying that the reason that we come into this world is for the communion and self-transcendence, that love in everything around you, and that love in self, right? That unconditional love for the dying plants and the stray animals and the beat up cars and the fallen trees, but also the mistakes that we make and the confusion that we have around the things that are happening because we can't control it and understand it from our own perspective, right? Accepting ourselves as human and loving ourselves despite, like, that's what life is about. Life is about learning to love everything and yourself. And we can't accept that. We can't believe that again because our culture is dead to love. We can't even define love for real, right? As a unit. So you can't ask 10 different people around you what is love and they define it. Trust me, I've done this multiple times to my students. And people have no idea what it really means. And because of this, we can't understand, we can't accept that the whole purpose of life is to love. The next quote says, "Love is extolled as the primary way we end domination and oppression," right? So again, we go back to how do we end all of the poverty, all of the pain, all of the suffering that's going on in the world, right? How do we end it? And we get that same answer of love. Love is the answer. Love is the key, right? And we can't accept it because we're just like, I mean, what does that even mean, right? What does that even mean that love will end domination and oppression, right? Where it's like, if you love and accept something as is and don't want to change it and don't want to, control it, you allow it to be, right? However it needs to be, right? Your perceptions don't matter. Your wants and needs are yours and yours only, right? And you don't project that on the other people. You let them do what it is they want to do. If the cat don't want to come drink your milk, let the cat go drink your milk. You're not going to try to pick up the cat, bring the cat in, do all the things. You know what I'm saying? We let things be. That's what love is. Accepting and allowing things to just be what they are. Or that's what I'm understanding divine love to be, right? It's like that love from spirit is unconditional, and only you in spirit can give you that, right? And everything has the right to be loved in that way. So if everything has the right to be loved in that way, because we have the right, us as in ourselves have the right to be loved in that way, then we have to act like that. We have to move with love at all times. I love this little spider that's in my room, so I'm not going to kill it. I'm not going to bother it. It's chilling. It ain't trying to hurt me. I'm going to go ahead. The little lizard, again, I live in Florida. It be little lizards running around all the time. I'm going to wait for the little lizard to get out the way so I can close my door so I don't close the lizard in the door and kill him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just being accepting. The man in the road that's rushing, right? I'm gonna send him some good energy, some positive energy, and some love, because he probably already got a lot of shit going on. That's why he's swerving through traffic and making a hot mess out of everybody else's day, right? So I'm gonna give love and send out good things and send out positive energy and not project like, oh, you must not care about me and you blah 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 because you swerving through traffic. I'm gonna make sure that even though you in whatever state and whatever you got going on, I'm still gonna be good. I'm still gonna send love, and hopefully that will end your need to control, your need to, project, your need to define everything and just be good with the unknown. That ain't my battle. That is not my spiritual journey, right? The only thing that I have to do in this moment is love this thing, accept it, and let it be. And I'm gonna let me be, and maybe me and you can't be together. But I love you enough to let you be over there, and I love me enough to let me be over here where I'm best without whatever that is that's messing me up, right? The next quote that really stood out to me is, to be fully alive is to act. Action, like a sacrament, is the visible form of an invisible spirit, an outward manifestation of an inward power. And this was so powerful to me because, again, it's like, well, what do we do with all this information? What do we do with this unknown, this unfamiliarity, this discomfort? And you act, you move through it, you move with it, you move in it, right? This is the outward manifestation of an inward power, right? Your faith, your love, your divine, your spirit, right, is being. And that's love, by you being you and doing your thing. All right, the last quote that I want to say is, love is all, everything, our true destiny, right? So I think I want to end with this because it helps us really relax. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to have everything. You don't have to do everything. All you have to do is love. whatever that means to you, however that means for you. And the more you move with that, in that, and through that, the better you'll be. Love you.